Hi everyone, welcome to day one of my cybersecurity learning journey. I have decided to start learning cybersecurity from the basics and I want to document the process as I go. For my first lessons, I am starting with something that I think is really important, understanding how penetration testing actually works. Before learning different tools or trying to find vulnerabilities, I realized that I first need to understand the overall process. So today, I learned that the penetration test generally follows several different phases. It starts with the pre-engagements. This is where the scope, authorizations, and rules of engagement are defined. Basically, before testing anything, you need to make sure you actually have permissions. That was one of the first things I learned. Cybersecurity isn't just about knowing how to attack a system. You also need to understand the rules and responsibilities behind the testings. After that comes reconnaissance. This is where we gather information about the target and try to understand its attack surface. I found this part interesting because it shows how important information gathering is before doing anything more technical. Then there is scanning and enumerations. The goals here is to identify service, technologies, versions, and endpoints. Basically, we are trying to understand what is actually exposed in the environments. Once we have that information, we move to vulnerability analysis. This is where potential weaknesses are identified and manually verified. One thing I learned here is that a scanner finding doesn't automatically mean that a vulnerability is confirmed. It still needs to be analyzed and validated. If a vulnerability is confirmed, it can be tested through control exploitation to understand its real impact. Then, depending on the scope, we can evaluate what an attacker might potentially be able to do after gaining access. The important part is that everything should remain controlled and within the approved scope. Finally, everything is documented in a report. And after the vulnerabilities are fixed, they should be tested again to make sure the remediation actually works. So the process doesn't just end when a vulnerability is found. So that is what I learned on day one. I am starting from the basics and I will continue documenting what I learned throughout this journey. So see you in the day 2.